Welcome back to Soaring with the Saints Senior Edition. I'm your host, Colton Hall, and today we're joined by Quadre Lollis. Thanks, Quadre, for joining me.
Yep, no problem.
So, I'm going to start out with something that it seemed to be something that really fueled your team. It was the preseason polls. You guys were picked to finish last.
Yeah.
And we'll get to the season in a little second, but just going into the season, seeing that, what was it like for you, a senior who had been on the team last year, missed the playoffs and everything? What was it like for you moving forward and getting the season started?
It was really I kind of felt kind of disrespected, and I mean that probably added a fuel to the fire for me and my teammates, as well as making sure that we come out and be the team that the conference that the conference expects us to be, because they expected us to be the eighth seeded team, and we don't want to be that. We know we were much better than the eighth ranked seed. So it was kind of disrespectful, and they put a fire under us for sure. That's what I feel like the preseason polls affected, how it affected us and stuff like that. Yeah.
Moving forward to the season, what was the difference? I mean, you guys won the conference, shared it with Bellevue.
Yeah.
You guys won the conference. You got first team all conference. You averaged 4 more points a game. It just seemed like what happened?
To be honest, it was a lot of work for sure. I want to say guys demeanors changed, guys kind of all bought in and hey, it's the team before themselves, No, everybody years before us were oh no, it's just I'm gonna do my thing and I don't care, type stuff. But this year it was a lot more different. Hey, we know hey, a guy can one guy can do it, but we're not gonna win, No, we have to all come as a team, and we realized that and knew that was the key of us winning and having a winning season like we did this year. Yeah.
Last year, you guys had a player that was a starter, averaged 25 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
Very good player.
Yeah.
And it seemed it made you guys suffer a little bit. This year, you guys had I think it was 6 different players averaged 10 points or more in a game. You had at least, I think it was 4 players that averaged 6 or more rebounds a game. It was just a total team aspect of it this year. Yeah. Where did that come about?
We only have probably 4 or 5 returners from last year that played actually. So just all the new guys that came in and all the five returners we came in, we had last year we all had bought in, the 5 that had returned we had me, Mike, Sean, Tayton, Dame, and I'm forgetting, I can't remember anybody else, but I'm just forgetting. My bad if I forget you. But yeah, so they all when the new players came in, they were like, hey, we see these guys doing this, doing that, it's we gotta buy in and start doing that too, because we were held to a standard to make the new players come in and get on the same page as us. Coach Riegler and Coach Miller and Coach Cam, don't get me wrong, they did a great job of what they did. They put everything in front of us, but it was up to us to do it. And so I think that the 5 returners set the standard for the new guys that came in. They saw the things that we were doing, we're hustling on the floor, diving for balls, taking charges and stuff like that. And they probably realized these guys are they're basically putting their bodies on the line every day in practice. Is it really that serious? And it was so we all they saw it, and it was just yeah, I like how these guys, they're bought into the program, So that's one thing that I feel that made all of us what you said, come together and stuff like that. And basically, and with the playing aspect, guys, when we had a bunch of great games this season, and when you see the ball going to the basket, it just gets bigger and bigger, and it's for everybody on our team as well, it's scoring is contagious, once somebody scores, everybody else is going to score, and then once you get defense into it, it's just going on all cylinders, just like great. Yeah. So
Yeah. Was there a game during the season that you looked at? You guys started off 4-6. Obviously, things weren't heading in the direction that you guys ended up. Was there a game where you realized, okay, wow, this proves we can play with anybody?
Yeah, there was a game. I mean, I've told you about this once before, but when we played against Shawnee State in Iowa at the William Penn Classic. I mean, we were like you said, we were 4-6 starting off the season. We wasn't winning a lot, and we played them, and like I really feel like that just like clicked, like that was our clicking point. Like guys, like it was like when I was on the court that game, it was like, hey, it's like we're all doing things right, and it's like all going good. No, so I feel like that was the game that really changed us. And plus, they were a good team. Like they were an NAIA Division I team and a great conference, and they had great players too as well. Well, and so I'm not gonna lie. Some guys were probably kind of like kind of scared about that, but as soon as we got on the court with them, we like guys started seeing like, hey, we can compete with these guys. Like, hey, we can even beat these guys. And then, after that, after we beat them, it was like, hey, we can beat the next team that we play, and on and on and on and on. So that was one game that really was like the changing point for us. So I think that was definitely the game for sure. Yeah.
I'm going to talk about a guy now that you had a little bit of a history with him, Devonta Brooks. Just talk about the history you had with him. He was also, an All-American football player at a junior college.
Yeah.
Just how about he had a big impact for you guys.
Yeah, he did. And actually, the crazy thing is that me and Devontae went to school together before we came here together.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because we went to a school in Oklahoma, and he recruited me there. And then I ended up leaving and coming here, and I ended up recruiting him to get here. But yeah, I'm like I said, I've known Devontae for a while, and I know like Devontae is a great player, and he's like he hustles, and he like is a tenacious rebounder, and I just love that. He was like our anchor, on the defensive end and the rebounder wise, and especially and in the post as well, post offense. As soon as he does that little John Smith turnaround, it's more than likely gonna go in for sure. So yeah, I feel like Devontae helped us out a lot this year for sure.
With you, do you have a favorite dessert that maybe it's a little bit of a cheat day for you? Or, is there something that really stands out?
I don't really like dessert like that, but there's this ice cream that I get from Kessler's. It's called Outshine.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like the little fruit flavors. That's the best ice cream I've ever had. Yeah.
Okay. And what about music? And this kind of ties into, do you have a pregame ritual? Is there something that you do before every game, or do you have a favorite artist?
I got favorite artists. I can't just say that there's one favorite artist, but definitely there's a pregame pregame music that I listen to. Like I have a little playlist and I play all my music that I listen to like before games. Like when we had games, I wouldn't even come out and watch the girls' games. I would be in the locker room, changing, getting stretched out, listening to music on the speaker in our locker room because I feel like that gets me in the mood of like, yo, it's game time. You got to be ready, stuff like that. And it takes your mind, it clears your mind and stuff like that. That for sure. And I know you understand that because you're a football player. So yeah.
And this is kind of something that we touched on a little bit. Is that everything changed for you guys this season. But for you, a guy that averaged 4 more points a game, led the team in scoring 18.2 points per game. You weren't supposed you did not do that a lot last year. Like you did not lead the team in scoring. But this year, what really pushed you forward to be able to lead your team that way?
Putting in a lot of work. For sure. Is what I feel like was really what put me over the hump of, I feel like I can do this and do that because this summer I put in a whole lot of work. Because I'm not going to lie, last year I was in shape, but I wasn't in the best of shape. Like the best shape that I've had in basketball, like that I know that I can be. And I just knew it was like, this is my last year and I want to go out playing terrible or mediocre or not to the ability that I know that I can play. And that was just one thing that like got to me, and I was like, I don't wanna like be here next year and crying and that we lost and didn't make it to the conference tournament, or win the regular season tournament like we did this year. I wanted to do something, bring something to the program, So that was one thing that like fueled a fire in me for sure. Yeah.
Well, that's all I got for you today. I really want to thank you for.
All right, no
joining
problem.
us,
Thank
Bob.
you. It was good joining you.
This has been Soaring with the Saints Senior Edition with Quadre Lollis. Again, I'm your host, Coach Hall. Thanks for joining us.